Instructor Ma. Welcome to the World Hapkido News Show, your complete resource for Hapkido news, events, and entertainment. Before we get started, remember to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notifications when we post new videos like this one. Now on with the show.
Welcome to the World Hapkido News Show. Hey guys, I'm Richard Hackworth, and before I kick off this episode, I've got a favor to ask of you, and I've got an invitation for you. First, the invitation. The USA Hapkido Union Instructors Course and Conference is taking place in May of next year in the beautiful state of Florida. In the past, we have had attendees from as many as 9 different countries. So, if you want to make your full-time living as a martial arts instructor, you want to grow that school, you want to scale it, you want to build your brand, and you want higher levels of meaning and self-mastery, and you want an awesome experience in your martial arts career journey, then you might want to join us at this event, where you're going to be able to surround yourself with like-minded winners. Simply email me to join our early bird discount notification list, and you will be one of the first people given an opportunity to register for this event. The second thing that I'm going to ask you is this. If you're watching this on YouTube, understand that 74% of you watching this right now are not subscribed. If I'm adding any value to your life, if this is helping you transform and change and getting you to think about how you can level up in life, please do me a favor and do these 2 things. 1, subscribe. And 2, share this episode so that we can get more people on board with changing and transformation. Changing and transforming to their highest self. So, without further ado, let's kick off this episode with your mentoring session for the month. My students, my fellow instructors, come close. We train our bodies in the art of Hapkido. We spend countless hours perfecting our kicks, our joint locks, and our throws. We learn to control the flow of energy, to use our opponent's force against them. But what about the most important battlefield of all, the one between your ears? In this lesson, I speak a profound truth, the truth that is the very heart of our martial art. Just as we train our bodies to respond instinctively with a strike or a block, we must train our minds to respond instinctively with strength and resilience. The dojang of your mind. Your mind is a garden. As Hapkido practitioners, we understand this better than anyone. A clean, well-maintained dojang is a place of discipline and growth. It's the same with our minds. Will you let the weeds of doubt and fear choke the life out of your spirit? Or will you cultivate the flowers of focus and confidence? The choice is yours. Focus your energy. Just as you do in a sparring match, think about a sparring match. You don't waste energy on what your opponent might do or what the judges think. You focus on what you can control, your breathing, your footwork, the precision of your technique. The same principle applies to life. Don't waste your precious energy on traffic, on what a coworker said, or on a tough economy. Put your energy into your attitude, your choices, and your actions. This is the ultimate form of self-defense. You are not your thoughts, you are your actions. In Hapkido, a bad habit is just a habit until you replace it with a good one. A failed kick is not a reflection of your worth as a martial artist. It's a signal to adjust, to try again. Your thoughts are the same way. A negative thought is just a thought, a passing cloud. It doesn't define you. Your response to that thought, your choice to stand up, to train, to persevere, that is what defines you. That is the true measure of a warrior. Turn the voice of doubt into a partner. We all have that little voice that tells us we aren't good enough, that the new technique is too hard, that the black belt test is impossible. You don't have to fight it. Simply acknowledge it. Oh, that's the voice of doubt, you can say to yourself. And then you can refocus your attention on your next move. You've noticed it. You've disarmed it. And now it has no power over you. Ask better questions. Find better answers. When you're struggling with a difficult technique, do you ask, why can't I get this right? Or do you ask, what can I adjust to make this work? The first question leads to frustration. The second leads to progress. Your mind is a compass. The questions you ask guide you. So, ask questions that move you forward, not those that hold you back. The power of gratitude. Every strike, every block, every joint lock we've mastered is the result of countless hours of practice and dedication. So be grateful. Be grateful for the strength in your body, for the wisdom of your instructor, for the brotherhood and sisterhood of your fellow students. Each training session is a gift. Each day you're on the mat is a day of growth. This isn't fake positivity. It's a profound recognition of your journey. Remember this, students. Hapkido is more than just a physical art. It is a philosophy for life. The discipline you learn on these mats is meant to be carried with you always. Train your body, but never forget to train your mind. Now, let's get back to work. Are you ready? I personally invite you to check out our daily posts and content at facebook.com/USA Hapkido Union. We will be right back after these words from our sponsors.
Stay focused. Stay sharp. This is just the beginning.
Hi folks, Steve O'Keefe again. Joined today, John Walsh. Today I wanted to show you two exercises that we do for grip strength. Okay, obviously being in Hapkido, martial arts, Kung Fu, which would be my base, but John has the Hapkido and then I'm with John on the Hapkido as well. So grip strength is a huge thing that we want to look at, because when we get hold of somebody or we do grips, I want to make sure we have the grip strength. Okay, so I'm going to show you quickly. I have these are cobble lock stones used in normal driveways here in Ireland anyway. I know a lot of places. But what we do is we use these to grip, okay? So rather than gripping with the full finger, see the way you can see the fingers fully gripping here? I try and use just the pads. So the pads of the fingers, where your fingerprints are. So by using the fingerprints, I'm now making sure that the grip strength is in the hand, in the forearm. And again, I'm just going to show you two exercises that we do. So one is a single exercise that I do on my own. The other one is where John comes in and we do what's called a buddy system, okay? So I grab the two of these stones, and what we do is we can do like a general deadlift. So touching the ground and bringing it back up, making sure that the grip is good and strong. I hope you can see that in the camera. The second exercise then is what we use as a buddy system, okay? So I do a bicep curl with a shoulder press, and then I hand it back to John, okay? So I do a bicep curl, straight up in the air, back down, down to my sides, and then I give them to John. John now does the exact same exercise, up, down to your sides, and hand them back. I take them again using the grip strength, bicep curl, up to the air, back down to the sides. Again, when John does it once more, up, down to your sides. Now, these are simple, effective exercises that you can use. Now, if we had a haul long enough, obviously in this room we don't, but even holding it with the grip strength and walking up the hall, making sure I'm holding it, it gives me enough grip strength so that when I finally, sorry putting them down, when I do get grips on John, I'm pulling, I'm holding, or even when John grabs me in a wrist lock, he now has the grip strength to hold me in that wrist lock. Obviously with the Hapkido, we're moving on from there, from the Kung Fu, again, different element. But martial arts being martial arts, grip strength is a huge advantage when you have good wrists, good forearms and good strength. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you.
Hello, this is Dr. Ronald Stone. I'm an 8th Dan Grandmaster in Hapkido, and I've been a traditional martial artist for 54 years. But I'm not in garb today because we're going to be talking with Grandmaster Shane Miller, who's agreed to be my practice partner, about improvised weapons. So these are not the kind of things that you're going to be in a martial art dojo picking up a Korean sword or a Japanese katana. These are, I'm in a situation, I'm in a restaurant, I'm in a, walking down the street, I'm in a parking lot, my life's being threatened, and I'm in an area where they won't let me carry concealed, so I need a weapon. Well, my daughter recently traveled through Europe by herself, very brave, but in my opinion, as a father of an attractive daughter, wasn't my most comfortable moment. But I told her that in these countries where it's illegal to walk around with a gun or a weapon of sorts, having a screwdriver and saying, I had a screwdriver because my car was on the fritz or the rental car wasn't working or the something was loose, you can go to any hardware store in any country and pick up a screwdriver. And again, we talked about this in previous videos. Improvised self-defense weaponry in a life-threatening situation usually come in two forms: throwing and striking or spearing or stabbing. And years ago, I read a book by a guy that formed SEAL Team 6 and later Red Cell. And when they were undercover in countries where they couldn't walk around with weaponry, they'd go to a hardware store and they get the real wide screwdrivers and they would sharpen them. But in her case, it's like, don't make it look like a weapon. I mean, if you are caught, but certainly for somebody who has even elementary training in the martial arts, if you have a screwdriver and they go to do something, it's now quite effective as a spearing knife or whatever. Throat, eyeballs, temple, ears, solar plexus, and or you can hold it this way, and again, you can strike to pressure points, right? And then in for the knockout blow. The nice part about them is they come in all sizes and descriptions. And so, if something like this, if you don't have a purse, you just happen to, need something smaller, you can get a small one. They still penetrate quite well. You go into an eyeball, that's far enough. And this I took out of an eyeglass repair kit. So if you happen to have a little eyeglass repair kit, nobody on an airplane is going to criticize you for having something like that in an eyeglass repair kit. But if you needed it in an emergency situation, somebody's bending over, threatening your life, that into their eyeball is certainly most effective. I mean, you can see how sharp that thing is. And somebody with even a bit of training, can use this. This is just right out of an eyeglass repair kit, but that thing is as sharp as can be. And that certainly will stab and do a lot of damage. And with a slightly bigger one, you can even take out an artery, femoral artery, any of these sorts of things. They make wonderful stabbing tools. And a police department is not going to say you intentionally went out. I just happened to have a screwdriver. I was in a hardware store. I needed to tighten some of the loose screws on my luggage. And if they say, well, your luggage is tight, yeah, I tightened them. I just kept the screwdriver. So it's just a clever way of improvising a weapon that you're only going to use for life-threatening self-defense. I want to thank Grandmaster Miller, and we will see you soon. And thank you very much.
Hi folks, Steve here. Welcome to video 6 of this sequence. In this one we're going to talk about types of board breaks. I'm going to stick to boards for a moment on this one because, as you know, I break boards, concrete, I break a lot of things, and my students do too. But on this one, I like to go back to some of the competitions I've done in the past where I've got to meet some absolutely fantastic people who I'm still friends with today. I'm going to talk briefly about one guy, unfortunately, who's dead at the moment. He died tragically a couple of years back, Mitt Lennox. But Mitt Lennox was one of the top board breakers I seen at the time. Again, this was only my second year in the States, so it was my second year of the US Open. I had met Mitt Lennox the year before, in 2007, my first one. Didn't really get to know him, but in 2008 I did. And he had a way when it came to boards, and I'm using him for a purpose, okay, because he was gifted. Great guy at the time, and some great videos on YouTube about him. But when it came to the board breaking, he was able to demonstrate not only the basic breaks, but he was able to go up to the high-end breaks. So he was, I can't remember which style of taekwondo he was, but he was doing the high aerial kicks. So, you know, the highest board break of the day, you know, 360s, 540s. He was doing all of these type breaks. And again, very impressive to judges for tournaments. But it was tournament breaking, and that's something that I talked about with him and his father at the time. The difference between tournament breaking and in-house, in-school breaking. You know, tournament breaking, the pressure's on. You feel the pressure. I don't care what anybody says, there's pressure there. You know, you've got people watching you, you've got people against you. But when it comes to the types of board breaks that he used to do, and I loved watching him, again, a standing blade side kick. Somebody was holding the board, and he's pick up his leg, a beautiful little snap. Then from there, he would go into an aerial kick, or he would jump over something and hit something. So the different types of board breaks that are out there, in your school, you'll see you got a standard front kick, standard round kick, standard hook kick, heel kick, you know, your turning kicks, your low turning kicks, your high turning kicks. The list goes on and on and on. The difference of each break, the difficulty of each break depends on your flexibility, depends on your commitment, depends on your level of training, your level of skill. Again, like I said, when it comes to board breaking, you know, I love to see things out of the ordinary. Ridge hand breaks. I love to see punch breaks. I love to see, you know, the turning kicks, multiple breaks. So there's one I performed in competition where I side kicked that way and I punched that way. So my body had to go both directions, and I had to concentrate on what was happening down here, but also what happened here. So that to me was something really interesting because it challenged me more than just a board break. It was a multi-directional board break, and it gave me that level of difficulty and a little bit of extravagance, if you like, too, because I had to place it properly and get it across to the judges and how they seen it and how they perceived it. So for me, those type of board breaks were a little bit different. And like I said, they rack up in what, because I was a judge on a lot of these competitions, to me the level of difficulty once it went up. And again, like I said to you, you know, Mitt Lennox, as I said before, doing a backflip through a board in the air, throwing a board in the air himself, doing a backflip and breaking it mid-air. These are all the different types of breaking that are out there and are available to learn. Not saying I can do that one, but I know people who can do it. So, you know, one thing I've always been a firm believer in too when it came to breaking, that if I couldn't teach you, I would always find somebody who could teach you, and I would pass you in that direction. But luckily for me, there's most breaks I can do, so I have a good bit of a knowledge and background on it. You know, for me, like I said to you, the unusual breaks. The unusual breaks are, you know, one in particular stands out was there was a board, a balloon, and a board taped together, and the guy broke the two boards without breaking the balloon. Something different, something unusual. You know, it was he used a straight finger strike, so he went through the board. The balloon managed to separate a little bit, allowing him to get through to the second one without bursting the balloon. So yeah, that was kind of impressive. There's a lot of breaking out there that I see, not that it's repetitive, but you know, it's not challenging to you. So if you know you can do 3 boards with a side kick, when you get to competition, are you going to go comfortable and do 3 boards? Or are you going to try 4 boards and try and use that energy and that extra oomph that's there because it's a tournament, you know? So when it came to the board breaks, and you know, you've got your speed breaks, power breaks, multi-directional breaks, and then you've got your unusual breaks. I like the unusual stuff because that's where I kind of specialise. I like to see some speed breaking too. And on a lot of different US Open tournaments, you'll see multi-directional speed breaking. You've got elbow hand strike maybe, or hand elbow strike, you know. So there's a lot of different stuff out there, but hopefully this video made sense to you guys. Thank you.
Discipline isn't a skill, it's a choice.
Welcome to this month's lesson for championship training. I'm your host, Grandmaster Shane Miller. I am the coach for the USA Hapkido Union team. I hope that you will apply this lesson to your own life and training. Today's lesson: building unwavering self-control. Discipline is often misunderstood as a form of punishment or restriction, but in reality, it is the ultimate act of self-love and freedom. It is the ability to make a choice in the present that benefits your future self. Much like an architect meticulously plans and builds a structure, you can design and build your own unwavering self-control. This journey from intention to action is a skill that can be cultivated and strengthened over time. The importance of structure and routine, creating a foundation for success. Every strong structure requires a solid foundation. In the same way, a disciplined life is built upon a foundation of structure and routine. When our days lack a predictable rhythm, we expend valuable mental energy on making decisions about what to do next. A well-designed routine, like waking up at a consistent time, planning your week in advance, or having a set time for exercise, removes this friction. It automates positive behaviors, allowing you to focus your willpower on more challenging tasks and creative pursuits. This structure isn't a limitation. It is the stable ground from which true growth can occur. Developing habit stacking, building positive habits for peak performance. Once a foundation is in place, we can begin to build. Habit stacking is a powerful technique for developing new positive behaviors without relying on brute force willpower. The method is simple. You link a new habit to an existing one. Instead of trying to remember to meditate every day, for example, you can decide to meditate for 5 minutes immediately after you finish your morning coffee. By stacking the new habit on top of an established one, you create a powerful chain of actions that becomes almost automatic. This approach makes it easier to build momentum and achieve peak performance in any area of your life, from learning a new skill to improving your health. Overcoming procrastination and distractions. Mastering time management. The journey of building discipline will inevitably encounter resistance in the form of procrastination and distractions. To master time management, you must first master your focus. The key to overcoming a daunting task is to break it down into smaller, more manageable steps. Rather than seeing a massive project, a disciplined mind focuses on completing just the very next step. This makes the task feel less overwhelming and easier to start. Similarly, distractions are the enemy of focus. Deliberately creating a distraction-free environment and setting specific focus times can train your mind to stay on task, helping you to quiet the noise and concentrate on what truly matters. The power of delayed gratification. Cultivating long-term focus. Delayed gratification is the ability to resist a smaller, immediate reward in favor of a larger, more enduring one. It is a cornerstone of discipline and a crucial skill for long-term success. Whether it's saving money instead of making an impulse purchase, or choosing to study instead of watching a show, the power of delayed gratification is in the conscious choice. This practice trains your brain to prioritize your future self's well-being over your present self's immediate desires, building a profound sense of purpose and commitment. Integrating discipline into daily life. Applying martial arts principles beyond training. The principles of discipline taught in martial arts, consistency, focus, and perseverance, are universal and can be integrated into every aspect of daily life. Discipline isn't about being perfect, it's about being consistent. It's about showing up for yourself and your goals, even on days when you lack motivation. By applying these principles, you are not just building self-control, you are building a more resilient, focused, and successful version of yourself, capable of achieving any goal you set your mind to. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for your support.
Ready to become a life champion? Dive into Be a Life Champion, The Martial Arts Way by Grandmaster Richard Hackworth, the ultimate guide to unlocking your potential using martial arts principles. Transform your life using the powerful techniques and wisdom found in martial arts. This book will inspire you to conquer challenges and elevate every aspect of your life. Master the art of living like a true champion. Available now on Amazon.
Hello, I am Grandmaster Jay Janot. I am the Vice President of the USA Hapkido Union. As the Vice President of the USA Hapkido Union and the founder of Kwan Hapkido, I've had the honor of guiding countless students on their journey. Today, I will be your guide and share with you a simple but powerful lesson about Hapkido. Why we move and strike on the exhalation. In my style of Kwan Hapkido, we teach that the breath is not just a biological function. It is a conscious tool for generating power and control. It is the invisible force that directs our intent and unifies our body. A central tenet of our teaching is that inhaling represents softness and exhaling represents hardness. And this is why we execute our decisive movements and strikes on the exhalation. Inhaling, the principle of softness and evasion. The principle of softness is about being receptive and adaptable. The moment we inhale, our diaphragm contracts and our body becomes slightly more open and fluid. This is the perfect state for receiving an opponent's energy, evading an attack, or executing a flowing, circular motion. The inhale is the moment of preparation, not action. It allows us to move offline, to blend with an opponent's momentum, and to seek the perfect angle for our counterattack. Think of it as a sponge absorbing water. You are taking in the energy to control and redirect it. Exhaling, the principle of hardness and impact. The principle of hardness is not about brute strength, but about focused, explosive power. This is the moment when all of the body's energy is released in a single, definitive action. The exhalation is the physical manifestation of this principle. A sharp, powerful exhalation engages the core, tightens the muscles, and unifies the body's energy into a single point of impact. This is why we move and strike on the exhalation. When we exhale, we are not just expelling air, we are sending a command to our body to act with full commitment. This breath unifies our power, delivering it with maximum efficiency. Without a coordinated exhalation, a strike is just a push. With it, the strike becomes a focused, powerful action that concludes the engagement. The dynamic flow, a unified movement. The true mastery of this principle lies in the seamless transition. We inhale to become soft and yielding, allowing us to evade or redirect an attack. Then, in the split second of opportunity, we exhale to become hard and decisive, delivering a definitive technique. This rhythmic flow is the essence of combat. The breath is our metronome, dictating the timing of every movement. We do not breathe to move, we breathe to give our movement purpose and power. Mastering this principle allows the Hapkido practitioner to transition effortlessly from defense to offense, from yielding to asserting, all driven by the simple yet profound act of breathing. Thank you for watching today's show. I look forward to meeting you in person at one of our events soon.
If you've already put in the time, the training, and the heart, maybe it's time for your rank to reflect that.
Certified promotions and Grandmaster recognitions aren't just titles, they're legacy markers.
Want to learn how to take that next step? Reach out at World Martial Arts Media and we'll guide you through the process.
DM us or visit the link in the description to start your official evaluation.
Why we should learn philosophy in Hapkido. Welcome to our philosophy and culture lesson for today from USA Hapkido Union. I am Instructor Ma, your USA Hapkido Union language, culture, character development teacher. Today's lesson is sponsored by www.usahapkidounion.org. In today's lesson, we introduce the Hapkido philosophy concepts. This series is to teach to some of the reasons that martial artists should study philosophy. These lessons come from the book, Be a Life Champion, The Martial Arts Way. Without further ado, let's begin. Philosophy is a systemized study of general and fundamental questions, such as those about existence, values, mind, and religion. Such questions are often posed as problems to be studied or resolved. Philosophical methods include questioning, critical discussion, rational argument, and systematic presentation. And many people think of philosophy as a personal ideology, yet it is more than that. The philosophy definitions and descriptions used here in this course are based on a philosophical application of our beliefs as martial artists. And now the study of philosophy is generally known as the activity of thought used to try to answer questions. These inquisitive nature, however, often leads to more questions. Should martial artists use general philosophical ideologies in their lives and martial art practice? Does philosophy make them better martial artists? Does it improve their mindset? Does it allow them to find answers to questions that arise in their minds regarding martial arts practice? All these response is yes to all. Now, there are many parallels to philosophical thinking in martial artists. The martial arts quest for answer is never fully quenched, and like philosophy, one question often seems to lead to another. Philosophy reminds of martial arts why their never-ending thirst for martial arts truth exists. In the upcoming lessons, we will explore this martial arts philosophy connection and 10 reasons why martial artists should study the fascinating contemplative sets of philosophy to improve their martial arts practice. And as a reminder, if you got something from this video, and I truly hope that you did, then please like, comment, and share. Remember to subscribe to our channel and ring that bell to get notifications when we upload new videos like this one. And last but not least, to learn more, please visit the link in the description to find local schools or enjoy our articles. Visit our website at usahapkidounion.org. I'm Instructor Ma, and along with your show hosts and sponsors, we thank you for watching today's show. Be sure to share this with your friends, subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss a single exciting episode. You can visit our sponsors by the following links in the video descriptions.